Okay, let's see how this is. All right, let's do an audio check. I'm just doing an audio check right now. There we go. That's okay. And I just want to check with the students online right now. Maria, Tessa, and Brandon, can you all hear me? Excellent. Okay. So, and I just need another couple of minutes to set up. Okay. Carefully put that on. Nice. Okay. So that's working. Good. Okay. Next thing is go over here, and that's good. So I see it. And close it this way. Okay. Good. So let's go here now.
I have a question.
Yes.
Oh, sir,
I think I
this is
hear. Just a
me.
second. Was that
You can.
somebody who came on? Just a moment. Do it over here. Great. Okay. Good. So everybody can hear me. I'll come to all of you in a moment online. Brandon, Tessa, Maria, and Murad. I'm just checking our live stream on YouTube because that is our recording as well. And I don't need that, right? But I'll do it that, yeah. And I'll do this for now. Yeah. Okay. So what do we have? Okay. Good. So we'll go over to DC Connect. Great. Humanity's Destiny. Right there. And good. Okay. We're going to start in 5 minutes. So that's good. Hi, Murad. Yeah, go ahead. Please speak. I see your hand is up.
Yeah, I just had a question, Professor. I was actually a late register. I was like a late register, like in the first 2-3 weeks of the
Oh,
semester.
okay, hold on 2 seconds. I'm going to close the door so we can hear you clearly because we can hear you, which is good, but there's just a little extra noise, and uh, that's great. We can hear you, and I'm going to momentarily, and I'll bring that down. I just need to check the camera angles. Yeah, oh, come on in, Grayson. I need to check the camera angles here, so just give me a moment, folks. That can take you over to, let's see how that works. Just press that. I have a delay there. Good. Okay. That's working. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. It'll come back. And then I need, yeah, I know what the problem is. Just hold your thoughts, everybody. Almost set up here. Just need to make sure everything is connected. Okay, Murad, can you just speak up so we can hear you clearly? But before it was just a little faint. Please go ahead.
Sorry, it's just because I'm at work right now, so I'm trying to speak at like a normal volume.
Okay. All
But
right. Good.
I was a late register into the semester, about
Yes.
3 weeks late, and I just wanted to set up a meeting with you personally because
Sure.
I did miss a couple reflections, and I wanted to get that sorted out.
Sure.
And
Yeah, I saw. I think when I was just between classes, around 12:30, I saw something on Teams from
yeah,
you,
yeah, I
right?
messaged you on
Yeah,
Teams. Yeah.
great.
Okay.
Okay, so the best thing to do is send me an email. I'll give you
And-
my email address now,
Okay.
and we'll set up a time. And I can. The way I generally work, it's been best is that because I have just a little over 200 students this semester, so I
Wow.
can't always um, uh, stay up on all the emails
Yeah.
with them. But if we arrange for a phone call,
Yeah.
or if you come in person here, but the phone call is probably the best. So I'll get back to you in the next 48 hours when you email me, okay? And we'll set up a time to talk,
Okay, that'd
and
be
then I can
amazing.
help
I
you.
wanted to come into class, but my shifts just keep putting me on Wednesdays. It's the worst. I wanted to come in to speak to you.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Okay.
Welcome to the class. And I'm still just getting connected, but you should be able to see me
Yeah.
clearly now.
Yes.
And so, yeah, please feel free to stay in the class today, or you can watch the recording later. Are you aware of the flexibility of this class in terms of how it works?
Not completely, but I saw that you do have a live stream on YouTube and like a
Yes,
live person in class,
that's right.
and
Come
this,
on in, Parsa. Yeah.
so it is
So you
beautiful.
have lots of choices, and um, you'll see students arriving in person, which is completely optional. You
Okay.
can just join online now, or you can watch the recordings, or you can come in person. There's all sorts of ways you can join the class, but the best way is to come in person. But you have options. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, Professor. I'll talk to you
Sure.
on Teams and email.
Yeah. Okay. So my email, I'll just give it to you right now. Okay.
Okay.
You ready to write this
Yeah.
down? Actually, you know what? I'll do a little test. I'm going to go over to watch this. Okay. You're going to see me over at the board. And
Awesome.
okay. So you see the board full screen now?
I do. Yes.
Yeah. Good. And there I am. Okay. So it's LON dot Appleby APPLEBY at durhamcollege.ca. Okay. So just send me an email and we'll get things rolling for you. All right.
Thank you so much.
Okay. All right, everyone. We're just, I think we're fully just about connected. I'm going to bring this back to here. Good. And I think I will now, yeah, bring up the everything momentarily and get the board going. But I think we're good. Everybody can hear me. And let me just do this we want this on extended. Yeah, nice. Okay, so I can see. Great. Welcome, everybody, to Humanity's Destiny, our Wednesday afternoon journey through the human story on planet Earth as we head into the future. And today, by the way, is finally when we truly blast off, because we're going to start our classes on space exploration. So this is when we begin to ascend and start to explore the whole force in the human story around the desire to see what's in our solar system and beyond. So today we're really going to be looking mostly at Mars and what we know about Mars and what our plan is for the colonization of Mars. So just get ready that now we're going to be leaving the planet and really stretching our minds and opening ourselves to the idea of human space travel, human and space colonization. And so before we really get flying, I want to see who's on board. I always think of the classes that I have here, whether it's short history of the world or global leader, as explorations. And as a way for us to really open our minds to a much bigger story, the human story. And so it's like we're going on a little journey together. We've just jumped on a spacecraft right now. So I want to see who's on board right now. Okay, so great. We have Mubarak is here in person. That's great. Hi, Mubarak. Nice to see you. Cece is here. Carol's here. Madiha is here. Parsa's here, and Grayson is here, which is great. And sometimes I trip it up and I say Graydon. I don't know why, because you've been in other classes, but it's just too much information in my mind sometimes. But Grayson definitely is. Okay, so the in-person group on board right now are those individuals I've just mentioned, and then online right now, joining the class remotely is Brandon, Tessa, Maria, and Jalen. Excellent. So they're the online now group, or the online synchronous group, the online later group, or the online asynchronous group are all the students watching the recordings. And I know you're out there and watching because of the reflections that you're writing. So welcome to all of you. And I look forward to hearing from you and seeing your thoughts. All right. So that is the beauty of this whole space, is that we can have a kind of a class with everybody, wherever they happen to be. And this is where things are going in the world today. We've got to figure out how to use technology well so people have even more freedom, more options. And this is a way to, I think, keep the classroom really dynamic and exciting. In a moment, I'm going to bring things up on the big board. But first, I want to make sure I check in with all of you in case you have any questions or anything that you'd like to bring to the class's attention right now. Feel free. Anything here in person? All of you good right now? Okay. Did you get your third reflection in last night by 11:59? Okay, so I haven't taken a look at them yet. I've been busy with other things, but I will get to marking them shortly. And I'm actually going to be assigning a fourth reflection, probably at the end of today's class, but maybe next week. I just have to see. But it's a busy time, and I had mentioned this to you when we came back from break, that it's going to get a little bit busy. But it's all about reflecting on what you're learning and writing and producing videos and all sorts of things that are coming. So let's see if online we're good. I'm going to bring up the students online on the big board right now. So let me just do this and get things going. So first, that will be for our notes right there. Okay. And then over here is going to be for our map and our Toria conference. But what I'll do is I don't need to be seeing all of that right now. So I can take this, and because I've got the YouTube live stream going on my phone right now next to me, I just do that. And I bring this over here. That's nice. Okay, so then we have it nice and clean. And we can see the map of the world. And we can even go a little bigger to kind of just get Antarctica kind of up there and everything, so you can see the planet. Great. And there's the live chat, so we can monitor that. And if any of you happen to see a comment come in on the live chat there, just bring it to the class's attention and we can draw them into the class. But I can see it over there as well. And then finally, what I want here is I'm going to go to, actually, I think today we're going to just have the planet. Yeah, we'll see where the ISS is right now, and we'll keep that going right now. And so let's just check in and orient ourselves to the planet in space, because this is where we're going to start to kind of move in this direction right now, is we're going to be leaving the planet. So right now, the International Space Station is over the South Pacific Ocean, but are we seeing it move sometimes? Yes. Okay, so let's, live video, this is recorded video at the moment because there's a signal issue there, but let's start with a little bit of orientation in terms of planet Earth. And also, I'd like to get somebody on the smartboard doing some notes right now. Maybe, you know what I'll do? I think I'll do them today. I'm going to see if I can manage this. All right. So let me just go over there right now and make a note or two as we get started. You'll be able to follow this, everybody, up here. Okay. See if I can make this work. But right now we are Wednesday, November. Oops. Wednesday, November the 15th, 2023. And you know what? This will be cool. For the students watching the online, I know they like this because they say so in the reflections. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to move the camera that they can see. So if you look behind you, at the monitor behind you, you'll see what they're seeing, okay? But you can see it too up there, just so you know what's going on. Hi, everybody online. Okay, so for the recording and for the online students right now, students have said in the reflections they kind of like seeing the camera fly over here, and then they see somebody standing here. It feels like we're right in their face, which is good because they can learn, they can see things. So I'm in your face right now, guys, online, which is intended, but I'm not in your face, which is, okay too. Okay, good. So it's Wednesday, November the 15th, 2023, and we are live in the Rotary Global Classroom. Okay. That's what we do here. We are the live multimedia classroom for humanity, and we're at Durham College in Oshawa, Canada. So you see, if somebody happened to be watching the YouTube live stream right now and they just stumbled on this, they'd be stumbling into a class, a real live class. Hi, everybody on YouTube, all 0 viewers, or 0 classmates right now, but that's okay. Maybe somebody will stumble in and we'll have a friend from Iran. Okay, or someplace. Okay, and now we are doing It's Humanity's Destiny, okay, in the global classroom. Humanity's Destiny, it started at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And the topic today, is Mars. Well, actually, other worlds. We're starting with other worlds, okay? So I'll try to write this a little more neatly. Oh, God. When I start writing too fast, it's not very good. So I'm going to slow down. Other worlds. Great. So that is what's on the menu today, everybody. I'm going back to the main place. Is this too busy? Is it making sense what I'm doing? Yeah, okay, so let me bring the camera back for them. And, okay, so I'm going to be putting you into small teams shortly, probably pairs, the way things are going, or pairs and teams, because I want you to draw something, or at least begin to think of how you might draw the first human colony on Mars. Now, I need to rewind for a moment to explain a little bit about what's going on and why we're talking about Mars and all of these things. first, when I say other worlds, what comes to your mind when I say other worlds? And I'm going to go around a little bit with the microphone, and I'll go in person first, and maybe bring somebody up here who's ready to take the hot seat, who can, fill in where others have left off. Parsa has been on that seat more than twice now, so I can always default to Parsa, okay? But I won't do that yet. So I'm going to bring a microphone, and I'll start with Grayson, okay? When I say other worlds, what comes to mind? Other worlds.
I think the main thing that I think of when I talk about other worlds is like other planets out around, like either in our solar system or in other galaxies.
Yes, absolutely. So we need to do a bit of orientation today on, well, what are these other planets, and what is a galaxy, and what is the universe, and how does everything sort of fit? Because there's a way to look at this to understand what we mean by other worlds. And we're going to open ourselves up to a very, very big picture today. But then we're going to come back to one place in particular. And that is, it's a planet right next to us. And we are the third rock from the sun, planet Earth, and it is the fourth rock. And that's Mars. But we need to do some orientation first, okay? So let me just take the microphone around a little bit. And Parsa, when I say other worlds, is it more or less the same thing comes to mind that Grayson mentioned, or something else?
Yeah, I'm like the same too, but I feel like there's like other like galaxies, or yeah, like I feel like there's another like Earth that people are living on, like the same as like what we do right now, but like we just don't know.
You know what the term for that is? Another Earth? Exoplanets. We're discovering these Earth-like planets in other solar systems, extrasolar. So when we talk about exoplanet, it's a term that's used today, Parsa. It means extrasolar, like outside of our solar system. In another solar system, there are other planets we're beginning to discover that are close enough to their suns that they may have the conditions of life too. So but we need to do some orientation first about exactly what is the solar system, and what do we mean by some of these terms. I want to introduce you to something else about this idea of other worlds as well. And let me just check in and see if everybody online is good. Okay, I'm going to just check in with one or two students online to see what they think and to hear their microphones. Tessa, could you jump on your microphone right now? Are you able to?
Hi.
Let's see. I don't see her microphone becoming unmuted. Okay.
Is this
Jalen,
working?
are you able to get on your microphone? Let's see. It's a quiet cosmos. There. It's a very quiet solar system out there. Okay, so the cosmos right now is, let me make sure they can hear. I hope I've hit, it might be something's happened here. Just a second. Hold on, let me just double check. Okay, so do it one more. Okay, hi Jalen, can you?
Hi.
Oh, great, okay, good. So Jalen, I'd like to ask you something. You ready to answer on your microphone?
Okay.
Excellent. Jalen, when I say the term other worlds, Grayson, Parsa have already given some sense of a definition. What do you think of other worlds?
When I think of other worlds, I think of world like other places like out of this planet, like different
And where might these places be? Are they in a solar system? Are they in a
in
galaxy?
outer space.
What's that?
In outer space.
In outer space, yeah. I like that. Outer space. Great. Well, actually, we are now live in outer space on the big board because the camera on the International Space Station looking down at the planet is now live. So you are now looking behind me at a space station that humans built that is in outer space right now, and it's orbiting around the planet, and it's looking back down at the planet. Okay? So yeah, we're in outer space. Let's see. Okay, good, Tessa. So at least you can hear, right? And we can see you on the live chat. And I've got the live chat set up today, so it's a lot more easy to access. Great. All right, here's a kind of a difficult thing to think about. Is there another way at looking at other worlds that is not about space necessarily? Not about space. How about other worlds in your imagination? Other worlds in your mind? Have you ever thought about it in those terms before? You would like to use your imagination to start thinking of other things that you can be doing in your life, other places you can go and visit, other worlds. In other words, you're opening your imagination to new ways of thinking. Does that make sense, Grayson? Yeah? Okay, good. So, yeah, nice, Tessa. The ocean is another world. Absolutely. Just a second. I just have to adjust this because it's a little. We know very little about what's underneath our oceans, and it's a vast, unexplored part of the planet. And you're right, Tessa. Other worlds can be the ocean. What I'm trying to do is introduce you to two ways of thinking about other worlds. Okay, before we really get into space exploration, there's thinking about it in terms of outer space, which is what we're going to be focusing on today, particularly around Mars. But it's also about sort of your imagination too, opening yourself up to new worlds and other worlds in just the way you think about life as well. Okay? So that's always there as part of this idea of other worlds. But let's start getting some orientation. We need to figure out where exactly is planet Earth situated and what is around it exactly. So this might feel a bit like we're going back to, elementary school, or junior high school, or when you were younger and you were learning about Mercury and Venus and Mars and, Uranus and Pluto and other planets or dwarf planets. But we need to get a sense of our solar system and what's in our solar system. Okay, we need to get that kind of big map in our minds. So let's first understand something about where we are and what's so important about this planet. This is planet Earth. Okay? We are all humans. We are humanity on this planet. And we are the only creatures to have ever walked the face of this planet who have made machines that are allowing us to leave the planet. Ready, Carol? Okay, so that's very important thing to understand. We are the first spacefaring species. And I'm going to try and make some notes as I go along today. I'm not always going to have the camera go over there, but I need to write this down, and hopefully my pants won't fall down because my belt is a little bit broken, so I had to put my belt aside, but I may have to lift up my pants, but that will make me look really cool, right? Because you walk around the campus here and, half of the guys have their pants down to their thighs. So anyways, but I'm your teacher and I'm not going to do that, okay? So we humans are the first space-faring species. Okay, now, in your lifetime, and in the lifetime of your grandchildren, great-grandchildren, if you choose to have children, there's a very good chance that your great-grandchildren will be going off the planet fairly routinely and will be able to afford it. Definitely to the moon, maybe further. So it is important for us, not just for the sake of understanding the human story, but in a very practical sense. We are now at a point in history where we are leaving the planet. Now, try to get your mind around this. The wealthiest person in the world right now, Elon Musk, is spending most of his time, when he's not yapping away on his social media site X, that used to be Twitter, and I wish he would just sometimes close his mouth and not say anything and just concentrate on the tech where he's brilliant. He has a company that is developing commercialized space travel, and he's sending people up to the moon and elsewhere routinely now. And he's even said that if he had a choice and he could live somewhere else and not on this planet, he would go somewhere else. And who knows, maybe he will. So I want you to first get your mind around the idea that leaving the planet is not just pie in the sky, dreamy stuff anymore. It's real. And your careers, if you go into some career related to space exploration, it could be in engineering, it could be in some form of aviation, it could even be in areas of science. You may be part of some of these missions in some form or another. Canada has been very involved, for example, in building the technology that you see behind me right now on the International Space Station. So understanding this new world that we're all going into is real. Okay, so first, what is a solar system? And when I say that the planet Earth, our planet is the third rock from the sun, that's a common term, a television show, it's something you're probably familiar with. What does that mean? So first we need to get a sense of orientation before we then land on Mars. So what is a solar system? When I say that we are in a solar system, what does that mean? Let's see how much you know and how much you don't know, because some of you may know more than you think, and some of you may know less, but it's important we understand this. And anybody who's online right now, just jump on your microphone if you'd like to. Carol, you want to try? Okay, I'll give you. So what is a solar system?
The solar system is the planets, the 8 planets rotate around the sun.
Around the sun. Okay, exactly. Okay, so really basic. You need to understand a sun. So we have planet Earth. Okay, here it is. It actually is sort of slightly tilted like this in space. Now, the sun is the center of our solar system. That's why we call it the solar system. The sun is a star. And all stars are suns. So the solar system that we are a part of is just one star, one sun. And that's important because you're going to get a sense of the incredible scale that we're dealing with and how we're just on the shores right now. It's like we're putting our feet right now in history in the water from the sand, and we're looking at this vast ocean in front of us. That's space. We're just beginning to enter space now. And space means, first, we have our planet, but then let's say the sun is over here, okay? The sun is over here. What is the first planet closest to the sun? Because there are several planets that kind of go all around the sun. They're going around the sun like this, okay? Around the sun. And our planet is also rotating like this. That's how we get our days and our nights, like this. The rotation is how we get our seasons. Okay? So there are two planets over here, and then there's the sun. What are the names of these two planets over here? Want to try? Grayson? Mercury and Venus. Exactly. Mercury and Venus. Okay, excellent. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and then Mars over here. Those 4 planets are all hard planets made of rock and iron and liquid rock or iron at their core. Something miraculous happened with Earth's position in this solar system. And for those of you who've taken short history of the world, you will know the term Goldilocks zone. You probably remember that. Mubarak, have you heard the term Goldilocks zone before? Oh, sorry, I'm looking at Parsa. Mubarak, no, you haven't. Okay, Parsa, have you heard the, no? Okay. You haven't heard the term Goldilocks zone? You haven't? Medea, have you ever heard Goldilocks zone? Good. Cece? Goldilocks zone? Yes, you know it. Okay, Carol, you know it. So let's try this for a moment, okay? Here's the sun. It's probably about 100 times the size of Earth, the very least. And the heat of the sun inside is, we're talking about 15 to 16 million degrees Celsius at the core of the sun. There's a process, what's called nuclear fusion, that's taking place at the core of the sun that creates all of this heat and all of this light. But we say that the planet, our Earth, is in this unique position called the Goldilocks zone. What do you think that means, Mubarak? Like when I say Goldilocks, does anything come to mind? What's that? You're getting there, okay? You're starting to get there. I'll help you, okay? Parsa, if we say Goldilocks zone, what do you think? Does something connect for you at all? Goldilocks?
Not really.
Okay. You know that the story about the bears, the 3 bears, Goldilocks, and the food, the oatmeal that was not too warm and not too cold? Goldilocks had this food, and well, we say Goldilocks because of this character, Mubarak, from a story way back. And you probably wouldn't know this story because you come from another part of the world and you probably have not heard this story. Have you? Yeah, 3 bears. 3 bears. Okay, oh, so you do. Okay, great. 3 bears. We say Goldilocks zone because we mean that it's not too hot and not too cold, like the porridge. We say that the planet Earth is in this unique position in the solar system. The sun's rays are heating it, but not too much. Mercury is far too hot. So is Venus. If you go up into, let's say, Jupiter, other planets, or Saturn, or even the dwarf planet Pluto, going further that way, they're too cold. But here, Earth, something miraculous happened here. Not too hot, not too cold, and that allowed life to develop. So this is important to remember because we think that Mars, being so close to Earth, may actually have signs of earlier life on it. And you're going to be doing some research on that in a moment. Okay, so we are beginning to think, as we start to do more research about what we're learning from the rover that's up there. We now have our machines, our little rovers that are moving around the surface of Mars, and we're beginning to discover evidence of some water, maybe some ice there that may indicate that once upon a time there was a lot more on Mars before it got really burnt. And all life may have been destroyed. We don't know for certain, but we're starting to ask this question. Is it possible that once upon a time in the history of our solar system, and the sun has been around for 5 billion years in our solar system, maybe Mars had life? What happened to that life? It's an active area of research. Okay, so we have a solar system. That means that you have a series of planets that all gain their energy from their central star. Well, now we talk about a galaxy. Let's open ourselves up a little bit more. We are in the Milky Way galaxy, and next to us is a thing called the Andromeda galaxy. What is a galaxy? Good, Tessa was already on it in the live chat. Does anybody want to try and explain what a galaxy is? A collection of stars, exactly. Excellent, Mubarak. So how many stars, approximately, how many stars or suns are in our Milky Way galaxy? What would you say, Mubarak? Oh no, keep going. A collection of stars all in one galaxy. How many stars in the Milky Way galaxy? You want to try, Carol?
Approximately trillions of stars in one galaxy. Depends on the dimension of the galaxy as well, they say.
Okay, but how many suns or how many stars in the Milky Way galaxy would you say?
Approximately trillions of stars in galaxy in in our galaxy.
We're getting close to a billion. 1 billion.
A billion.
A billion. Open your mind to this scale, because what's going to start to happen is when you start to understand what we don't know and what we do know about other worlds, and you start to understand the facts about the cosmos, you are inevitably going to be led down the road to, I think there must be something like life elsewhere. How could you have so many stars, so many systems, and so many potential planets? Surely there is something else out there in which life has begun, something like it, similar to what's happened on the Earth. Because here we have planet Earth, we have 8 planetary objects going around our sun. We know that just in our galaxy, there are about 1 billion other suns or stars. And just in the next solar system to us, called Centauri, Proxima Centauri, we're beginning to discover what Parsa or someone had said earlier, which is these exoplanets we're beginning to see with our powerful telescopes. Extrasolar planets, meaning they're outside of our solar system. They're in another solar system in the Milky Way galaxy, and they're just as close and just as far from their suns, meaning they might be in their Goldilocks zones too. Does that make sense? See, we're living at a time now through science and technology where a lot of these big ideas are becoming a lot more real. Wouldn't it be, it's hard to fathom the idea that you could be alive on this planet when we discover something else out there that is conscious, sentient. Do you imagine how that's going to affect our reality down here? Okay, finally, and then I'm going to have you go into teams and work on the idea of colonizing Mars. We have galaxies that are filled with 1 billion stars. Do you know how many galaxies there are in the universe? Another billion or so. We know this much about other worlds. Maybe that much. You are alive at a time when it's starting to open up. We just have put into space the most powerful new telescope that humans have ever built, and we're seeing deeper into the universe than we ever have. We have commercialized space travel that has been developing. I'd like you to, at least in your imaginations, try to open yourself up to the idea of that there is something else out there. What might it be? Just go there for a moment. Just try to open your mind to that idea. And if you feel a little bit, seasick or nauseous because it's just like huge, you're going to have, I don't have any, Gravol medication to help you with that, because sometimes this is dizzying to open yourself up to this. Okay, so we've established something about the planet. We've established something about what the planet is situated in. We've established something about the scale that we're dealing on. We've just touched on these things. Now I want to bring you back to Mars. Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. Right now, today, NASA, the American Space Agency, the European Space Agency, and the Canadian Space Agency, and others, like China, India have their own space programs. I believe even Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, I think, has their own program. Iran, I don't think Iran has its own space program. They're too focused on their mullahs. But anyways, in 10 years, it's estimated that we will be having our first official human mission to Mars. What's the movie in which we go to Mars? What's that movie called with Matt Damon? The Martian. Exactly. It's just a movie a couple years ago, right, with Matt Damon? So, going to Mars all by himself. And he got stranded on Mars, right, Grayson? I remember. Yeah, he gets stranded on Mars. How many of you saw The Martian? Grayson did. I did. I can't quite remember it. How many of you online? Brandon, Tessa, Maria, Jalen, Anika, did any of you see The Martian? No? From Brandon? Okay, we'll see. Keep adding your comments into the live chat. So I'm going to put you into, I think we'll do it as pairs with a group of 3. Okay, so because I want you to do something for the whole class. We're going to take this up together, and I want to keep this balanced. So let's come. Could you come all in here? Because I'd like to fill it in here for everybody. Mubarak, can you come over here? And Cece, can you come into the circle here? And Parsa, could you come over there? And Madiha, and I'll help you. Okay? So just come in a little bit closer, and that way the students online can see you too. For all of you online, Brandon, Tessa, Maria, Jalen, Anika, you are going to be a group. Okay? Good. Parsa, thanks, Madiha, and Mubarak. And if you could sit with Mubarak, great. Okay, good. So here's one pair, Mubarak and Sisi. Okay, you are a pair. All right. Oh, it's actually works out. Carol and Grayson. Grayson, can you come and sit beside Carol? Thanks. And Madiha, can you go sit with Parsa? Okay, great. Okay, good. All right. So here is what I would like you to do. In the next 15 to 20 minutes, I would like Cece and Mubarak as a pair, Carol and Grayson as a pair, and Parsa and Madiha as a pair. And then online, it will be the group, all of you there. I would like you to make 5 notes. 5 individual notes. And in these 5 notes, I would like you to say, and you can do the research, but you can also just discuss this. What are the 5 critical things we humans need to know? The 5 critical things we humans need to know before we land on Mars. I'll write this on the smartboard, okay? I'd like you to think of it. What are the 5 things we humans need to know before we land on Mars? Let me write this down, okay, for everybody. And you can talk about it. You can use your imaginations. You can do research. Here's the question. Other worlds. Other worlds. What are the 5 critical things we humans need to know before we land on Mars? Okay. We'll take this up in 15 minutes. We need to know 5 things. We don't want to just go to Mars without a plan. We are on our way there. American Space Agency, Canadian Space Agency, European Space Agency, China, India, any country that has a space program right now is thinking more and more about Mars. So what do we need to know? And then we'll see where you go with this, okay? Use your imagination, but also if you need to do some research, dig for it, okay? Clear? You good? Okay. So, Tessa, is that clear? Hold on, I'll come over. I'm going to talk to them this way, okay? I'm going to bring the thing over, and I'm going to have a little chat with the online group, okay? You go ahead. Anybody have any questions? You're good, Grayson? Yep, okay. So, okay, we've got the in-person guys going right now. I'm now with all of you online. So let's see. Jalen, we need to know what the time zones are going to be like. Okay, well, you need to have a discussion. Maybe the weather conditions on Mars as well, so we can build a proper shelter. And okay, Brandon, way to go. I want you all, Jalen, Tessa, Anika, Maria, Brandon, you need to be ready to tell all of us here in 15 minutes what are the 5 critical things, okay? And we're going to put them on the board. Just let me know in the live chat if you understood clearly. Keep going. Great. Tessa, thank you. You need to all agree as well. Okay, so once you've put the comments in the live chat, then you need to have a discussion, or you can be doing it through the live chat, but be ready, one of you, in 15 minutes to jump on your microphone and tell us what you have concluded, okay? So go ahead and have that discussion in the live chat, and then I will be available if you need me, okay? This is kind of working today. I'm talking to the group online, and you're going, all right, well, then let's see. I'll bring the thing back here. 5 things. And in the meantime, I'm going to tee up a little video. get ready to show you about Mars. Yeah. Oh, let's see now. Oh, I know. Okay. Let's see what we have. Oh, space. Space. Spacewalk. Nope, that's not good. Okay. Let's see for a moment. I'll do this. Oh, why not? The Martian trailer. Sure. No, don't want that. Hi, everybody. I'm going to put the link for this. I'm going to put the link for this in the live chat. This is the Martian we're watching right now, but you can't hear it. You can only see it. Can you see me? video I have now on the wall is an actual landing of one of our rovers on Mars. This is not a Hollywood movie you're looking at right now. This is what really happened. So we're already on Mars. Look at that. We are on Mars. This is the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in the United States. What a time to live in that we can call ourselves a spacefaring species. What a time. So what I'm going to do for all of you online is I'm going to put these links into the live chat, okay? If I push them out right now on my video conference system, YouTube is going to send me a copyright infringement notice and they're going to shut down the live stream. So here's my little workaround. First, I will come over here and here it is for you, the link, Mars landing. Okay. And there it is. So for you folks online, there's the Mars landing one that I just showed. But then we want the trailer from The Martian. Okay, so here it is. You can see Matt Damon. I like Matt Damon in The Bourne Identity. That's what I really like, The Bourne Identity. But, well, here he is, The Martian. Ooh, and where's my cursor? Low cursor. There it is, The Martian. Okay, so there you go. And I see things are getting busy. Good, Tessa. Oxygen, air, food, water, agriculture, time. Yep, okay. So be prepared with those points. If those are the 5 points that you're going to go with, Jalen, Tessa, the others, one of you has to come on your microphone very shortly to explain a little bit more by what you mean, okay? So, and for those of you watching the recordings, be aware that you're going to have to write a reflection on this class. It will be part of your reflection. So the content that we're exploring right now is important for you. So listen up to what the students are saying, and the live chat will be available to you as well. So be ready. Are you ready? And how are you doing here in the in-person group? You ready to take up the 5? Yeah? You need another 5? That's fine. Parsa, go ahead. 5 more minutes, and then we're going to make a good list. But I'm having fun here doing this with all the different things. Managing the technology. Oh my goodness. So there's Matt Damon. Let's have him nice and, oops. Look at that beautiful Mars, the red planet. Red. And why is it red? Oh, think about that. Does anybody know? We'll have to find out. Why is it red? Something to do with iron. Remember, it's colder there, and gravity is different there. So the atmosphere and the soil are different. But the redness is real, and there's a clear natural explanation for it. Jalen, why is Mars red? Why does it have this sort of red, kind of dusty surface? Do you know?
I actually don't know.
Okay, well, why don't you do a little digging and get ready to tell us, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, spend a few minutes. You can just go to the NASA website, and they have a Mars program there, and they'll tell you. So 5 minutes. We're going to do this, and Jalen's going to tell us why Mars is red. Why is it reddish? It's not blood red, or doesn't have that strong redness. It's more orangey. But good, everybody. So we've got the live chat working. For those of you in the live chat, if you'd like to see the videos that I've just shown, the links are there for you. Carol and Grayson are working, and Carol, as always, is doing some good digging. Get her mind going, and yeah, that's good, Carol. Yeah, you know what? We can even share. Can we try sharing your laptop on the video wall again? Let's see if did you try this before and it didn't work, or here I'll show you. I'll show you what to do. Okay, hold on. So we'll come over here. Just a minute, Carol. I can do it this way. Okay. So, okay. So, oh, sorry, got the wrong. There we go. So there, Carol, if you enter IP address 10, so you do that in your search bar, and then you enter the host name. Let's see if it comes up. You see this on, oh, look at the big board. Okay, right here. Enter in your search bar 10.103.15.69. 10.103.15.69. What happens when you, let's come take a look and see. You got it? Okay, so then does it will ask you for a code? Let's see, I'll come over. Let's see, the code. Oh, okay, so you're on a Mac or Mac? You're gonna do Mac, yeah, do Mac. Okay. Okay, you might have to open this. Let's see. Oh, share link, it won't let you, needs to be updated. Okay, it might be, oh, it's this damn program. Sorry, it's no, it's here. Something is not working. Okay, you tried, that's fine. Okay, 2 minutes. That's fine, Carol. We'll try this another time. Really? Oh, let's see. Okay, hold on. Oh, great. Enter the password is the code 99. Okay, be ready that it may, your screen may come up there quickly. So is it okay to share your screen? 9998. 3 9s and 1 8. Exactly. So let's see. So we're trying to get Carol's laptop up on the big board. 999. Oops, 8. Let's see. What happens? Oh, it's asking for the IP address there. Just a second. Oh no, the password and go down to IP address. Can you click there? No. You can try again. The 99. It should come through. 999. If to share from Mac, just go to share from Mac. Exactly. Go click on that one, and then it's taking you. Okay. Well, that's all right. If it's not working, we tried. Let me just clean things up here for a moment on our laptop extended. And what's happening here? I see what's happening. I have to fix this. Give me a second, and I'll fix that. There we go. Okay, so everybody's back now in the global class. And that should be the case on the live stream. Okay, we're just about ready to take this up. And I would like to bring back Is it? Well, we'll just leave it for now. Just hold on a second, okay, Carol? I'm just going to get things teed up for everybody here. And I want to bring back the space station, the view of the planet. And I would like to bring back the image of Mars over here. So that would be here. Okay, great. So I'm going to go over to the board, and we're going to do this together. 5 things. So get ready. Tessa, Maria, Brandon, Aniket, Jalen. Of the group of you, please decide one person can begin speaking to help us understand your 5 points, and then we'll take it from there. So you, and I'll bring the camera over here so you can see me, and then we will have some fun with this. Okay, so here we go. And my microphone is good. Everything's good. So, whoops, 5. The 5 things. And, yep, hold on. I just need to come and get my pen, and then I can write. So be ready with your thoughts, everybody. We're going to start with, how about, we'll go with the online group and see how they're doing, okay? So the 5 things we need to know. Here we go. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. So we're going to keep this brief. And we have, oh, that's a beautiful picture right now in the middle panel. It's a recorded video of the planet. The actual space station right now is live over, you can see Sichuan, China, but that's recorded video from something else. But if you look, let me just show you right now. Here's my cursor. Just come down here. This is where the space station is. Oh, I can't get it over in here, but if you go down to the lower right-hand corner, you will see an image of the space station. That's where it actually is right now, live over China. But that would be the middle of the night, right, Cece? So that's why they're showing recorded video of it from other times, because it would be very, very dark. Unless it were going over a city like Beijing or Shanghai, it would be like tons of lights that we would see. You know what the population is of Shanghai? Was it about 30 million? Maybe. Population of Canada is about 30 million. Population of one city in China is 30 million. That's a lot of people. Okay. So let's start with, and please jump. Okay, so then, Tessa, your microphone's not working. How about Maria? Maria, are you with us? Maria Stiles? Can you jump on yours? And let's see. If not, we'll go default with Jalen or Brandon.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Go for it, Tessa. Great. So Tessa, you can review what's in the live chat and expand and tell us what's there. And then we'll try and nail this down with a few words for each number. Okay. So what would you say is the number one thing we need to know before we land on Mars?
I would say what we're planning on doing about the oxygen situation and like the air quality.
Yeah. Okay.
Because with my knowledge of Mars, I don't think we can breathe on our own there. I think we need to have like some help. I'm not 100% sure about that though, but and like the air quality, like how good is it? Is it gonna like give us like bad side effects later on in life, like health conditions?
Good. Okay, let's get a fact. You're in the right place, but we want to deal with some good facts right now. Okay, so when Tessa says that there's an oxygen situation that we need to be concerned about, what does she mean in terms of the percentage of oxygen that's available to us on Mars? Is there less oxygen available to humans on Mars? I'll make this a question for now. Is there less oxygen to breathe? Think of the remarkable combination of chemicals that we have down on planet Earth. All of this oxygen that we have here. Once upon a time, there was so much oxygen on this planet that the animals on this planet got massive. Do you know why we had dinosaurs? In part because there was more oxygen. So when you can breathe in more oxygen, take in more, you can actually grow. So is there less oxygen to breathe on Mars or more? Less. How, Grayson, do we know how much less there is than Earth? Why don't you dig and find out, okay? We want to put a fact in there, okay? Is there less oxygen to breathe? So I'm going to revise this right now and say there is less oxygen. But how much less? Tessa, Grayson's finding out, okay? We have a little think tank going here right now. What's the second thing, Tessa?
We said that the food and water and agriculture, like that group.
Yes. What about
so we need food and water to survive. A lot of the foods that we eat are like plants that have grown here or from animals. So figuring out how we're going to do that on Mars would be a bit tricky, and how we're going to get water and if the water is good for us to drink or not.
Okay. So what's the critical thing we need to establish in order to determine that we can grow things? We can grow plants. Maybe we can't on Mars.
We
so
need
is there some
good
critical
soil.
bit of information we need to know? Go ahead.
We need good soil.
Where are we going to get that from?
We could either bring some. I don't know if it would do any good bringing some,
Right.
or seeing if we can find some there.
Yeah, okay. So we need to know. But don't we need to understand what the soil content is on Mars down here on Earth before we go? Because we might be able to, if we do our research here, determine that there's a place on Mars, if we can get to it, where we might be able to grow something. Maybe we can grow something there. Doubtful, but we need to know more about the soil on Mars before we arrive on Mars, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so soil content to grow food. I wonder if there's a potential new job opportunity for some of you in the future. If there will be people who are needed to do research on the content of the natural elements on Mars and elsewhere for humans to be able to live in. This might be something that might be a growing opportunity for new jobs. Scientific research on the possibility of growing things on other parts of the solar system. Soil content. Okay, I'm going to make sure that the online group has their 5, and then I'm going to go around here, okay, quickly. So Tessa, what's the third one?
We said the time zone / sun cycle of the planet.
Okay, so what's the critical thing we need to know there about time zone? That do we need to make sure we know how quickly our communication from Mars can reach planet Earth?
Yeah.
Don't we need? So how do we determine how long it takes for a message being sent electronically from Mars to reach planet Earth? How would we?
They could
How
try like
long?
troubleshooting it. Like if they've sent the rover there, they could try to create a system to send something like a rover there to send a message back to Earth and see how long it takes.
So how long does communication take? We're just asking questions now. We don't have the facts yet, but at least it establishes critical things we need to know and understand. Okay, we're talking about oxygen, so breathability. We're talking about eating, that makes sense. We're talking about communication. These are all good things that we need to understand. I'm going to be introducing you to something today that I bet none of you have thought about. But we'll see, okay? Number 4, Tessa?
Weather conditions and the history of Mars.
Weather conditions. Okay, yeah. Weather conditions. The weather conditions historically on Mars, like how has weather changed over time and
Yeah,
okay,
and
so weather conditions.
how we can like survive through their weather. Like they might have
Yeah.
worse storms than us, or like
Yep.
not so much. Like just understanding how the
Great.
weather conditions work.
So we've got right now, I'm just going to help you to narrow this down. We have weather, we have communication, good thinking. We've got soil, and we've got oxygen. Those are the essentials right now. Oxygen, soil, communication, weather. Good. 5. Tessa?
How we're gonna build buildings and shelters.
Yeah, okay. So habitation.
Yeah.
Habitation, yeah, great. How do we do that? How? Great. Okay, and there it is, habitation. Okay, we're going to start with that. Thanks, guys. And we're going to go around now, and I want to see if any of you actually mention this one thing that nobody ever mentions when we do this Mars class. Sisi and Mubarak. Let's come back to here. We've had the online group that's got us going, and we can always add to this, but let's at least have a little discussion. Those are the 5 points that have been mentioned so far. Do you see anything on that list that you would like to add to, or have they covered it more or less? What do you think? Go ahead. Yeah.
How to get back to Earth.
Oh, how to return. Good point. You're giving me exercise. I got to go over there now. Okay, so we don't want to strand humans up there. We want them to be able to go back and forth, which is what we do with the moon right now. But we can't with Mars because it's too far. The moon is a lot closer than Mars is. But returning to Earth. So travel time, yeah. Returning to Earth. Okay? And really what we're talking about, Mubarak, is travel time. Okay? Excellent. Anything else you want to add to that? Travel time. So now we've got a 6th. Cece? Yep.
How to deal with the wastelandness.
How to deal with the
Why
want to help him, Mubarak? Yeah.
no why weightlessness. Oh, with
Oh, so weightlessness. So we're dealing with less gravity or more gravity there? Less gravity, exactly. You know what happens when things land on Mars, like the rover? It bounces immediately. It's going up, and then it comes down and it goes up, because there's nothing like the gravity here that's pulling us to the planet. Right? There's gravity that's pulling in every planet in the solar system. There's gravity, including the sun. And all of those gravitational forces are pulling on each other. So when we go to Mars, we thrust our spacecraft into its gravitational field. And then gradually, we don't need any more power for that thing to land. Gravity pulls it down, but it needs some help. But gravity is pulling things down. But on Mars, there's less of that. There's less. So very good point, okay? So we're dealing with less gravity. Madiha, I'd like you to think of a thought for a moment that's going to blow your mind. Can you imagine living in a world on this planet where somebody has invented how we on planet Earth can be free of gravity, meaning that you could turn gravity on and off? You open the door of your house and you say, right now, I don't want any gravity. And you float away. You float, and then you say, now I would like to turn the gravity on and bring me back down to Earth. It may seem crazy, but that's what humans do. They think of all these new ideas that allow us to see more on this world. I guarantee you, if you did a little research, you will probably find somebody today who's trying to figure out, how do you turn on and off gravity on planet Earth? Wouldn't that be cool? Okay, so less gravity. Way to go. Okay, you can stop, okay? Cece and Mubarak, I'm going to go around a little bit more. We've got quite a bit, and we're going to revise this, and we're going to go just the things we need to know, because we got more than 5 things.
And how to serve to long flight in space.
How to
let me see. The how to survive.
How to survive?
Yes.
Yep.
How to survive
The long flight.
Flight in space.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to take a few weeks for us to reach Mars. Can't just get there so quickly. So we have to survive that. I want to remind you of something about humans. We would not be here if we did not survive an ice age. Before there was civilization 10,000 years ago, there was a lot of ice on this planet. We were already human by then. We were human 200,000 years ago. We got through the ice age. All the other creatures, the big creatures like woolly mammoths and saber-toothed tigers and giant creatures, they either died off or were killed by humans. We know how to survive in hostile landscapes because we have our brains. Try to remember that the next time you think, I'm not very strong, I can't do this. Remind yourself, we humans are able to withstand difficult hostile landscapes. No other creature has had that ability. Okay, so Carol and Grayson, and then we'll come to Parsa and Madiha, and then we're going to conclude, okay? So thanks, Cece and Mubarak. Carol or Grayson, why don't you tell us if there's anything here we might want to add on this list?
So most of what we said has already been
Yes.
said.
Okay.
But we found out that the average temperature on Mars is -50.
-50 is the average. It's colder.
So we need to
Absolutely.
figure out how we would survive
Excellent.
that low temperature.
Way to go. And this is, you should be able to answer this question. Why is it -50 average on Mars and not on Earth? Based on what I said in the little lecture I gave.
Well, Mars is farther away from the sun than the Earth.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. So the sun, it has been said, is the battery of everything that happens in the solar system. So Grayson is absolutely right. So it's a great piece of information. And I'm just going to move this and make sure we have this. So the 8th point is the average temperature on Mars, is minus 50 degrees Celsius.
I think it might have been.
We'll leave it for now, okay? We'll say approximately, okay? Okay. I just want to get you thinking. One other thing, and then we'll conclude with Parsa and Mediha. What did you discover?
We thought about radiation being a thing, because it's like, what I realize is most times when you have a spacecraft or something going out of the atmosphere or coming back in,
Yes.
there's a lot of like, because it's changing of pressures,
Yes.
that you could flame up. So if we wanted to have like,
Well, we definitely have to deal with radiation whenever we're going into outer space, because the sun's heat is changing compared to what it is on the planet. But I don't know to what extent radiation would be a real issue for us. It would be something we'd have to think about, but I don't know if it would be a dangerous force for us. But it usually is, Grayson, when we go out into space, radiation, if we did not have our magnetic field that went around our planet because of the iron that's at the core, there's a big ball of iron at the core. It's a ball. It's hundreds of miles thick. It's hard iron, and then there's liquid iron around it. Because of that iron at the core, Mediha, we have a magnetic field around our planet, and that magnetic field protects us from the sun's radiation. In other words, because of that iron, we have that protection. You take away that, and we would boil here. So it's possible radiation. I'm not going to put it down right now as an issue, but okay. But that's good enough. Finally, because we just have a few minutes left, I want to make sure Parsa and Mediha have a chance. We've dealt with, okay, and I'll just review for a second, okay? So you just can look up at the big board, guys, and so we've established that from Grayson and from Carol that the coldness, the hostile coldness, definitely. We're going to have to figure out how we protect ourselves from the cold. But then if we go back and we review, oops, I got to spell this, the G for oxygen. So we have oxygen we've dealt with, Parsa, we have soil, communication, weather, habitation, travel time, returning to Earth. We have to deal with less gravity. We have to deal with the coldness. So is there one thing, or maybe two, and we'll make it 10 things that you'd like to add? Yeah. The water is such a critical issue, Mediha, because it's not just about drinkability. It's also, if we see something that indicates water, then we think there has been life here. You can't have life without water. So, water content. Okay, water content, absolutely. And these are all things that we can learn about here on Earth so that we go to Mars fully informed. We're ready. So finally, let's see if you mention this one thing that nobody ever talks about? Go ahead. Anything else? I'll add my final. So Lon's final thing is let's see if I can get a little bit of attention here. Okay, and let's go over to the live, guys. Hold on a second and see what's happening in this land of the cosmos. What's happening in the cosmos? Okay, Jalen, Annika, Brandon, Maria, Tessa, have we missed anything? Would you like to add anything for the final 10th thing, or should I just add my final thing, which nobody ever seems to remember, but it's okay. Anything from the online cosmos? Looks like it's quiet. Well, what about the psychological impact on human beings? Don't we have to think about that? Now, you could talk about mental health, if you will, but I'm going to just say psycho. Well, I guess I could just leave psycho. That's not very good. Psychological impact on humans. Landing there. Maybe living there. Whoa. Let's just spend the last 2 or 3 minutes thinking about this for a minute. Tessa, what do you think the psychological impact will be on humans who land there and possibly begin to live there?
I could imagine that not a lot of people would be there, so it could get lonely. They might get like homesick or scared of the unknown.
Yeah. And then they'd want to come home. But as Mubarak has already established, we got to think about returning home, right? If you cannot return home and you're in a new place and you can't come back, imagine the stress of that. You don't need to answer. I just want you to think about these things. This is going to happen very likely in, I would say, realistically, in the lifetime of your children, if you have children. Or if you don't, then I would say in about 40 years. So right now you are 20, 19 or so. You'll be like me in your 60s. And there probably will be live on the internet for the entire planet to watch in 24/7 humans landing on Mars and beginning to build something that would enable them to stay there. Imagine what it will be like for those humans if they know they can't come back. What will they need? What qualities will they need psychologically to be able to manage in that environment? I'm just going to let these questions sit there for you as we conclude today, because I want you to now think about something. In your life, you are going to go into new worlds. You're going to graduate. You're going to maybe raise a family. You might go live in another country. Well, Mubarak already is. How will you deal with that psychologically? Are you ready for the changes? Everything on this planet changes. Are you ready for that? Okay. So I'm going to conclude with that thought. And Tessa, Maria, Brandon, Anika, Jalen, thank you for your good information that got this activity going. And for those of you watching the recording, remember this is going to be part of your reflection. So make sure you understood some of the important questions we asked, because I'd like to see you reflecting on these in your fourth reflection. Any questions? Mubarak, Cece, everybody good? I'm going to conclude the class. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. And if you need to reach me, just shoot me an email. But we are going to bring our little class back down to earth right now. See you next week, okay? All right. Let me get this over. I'm going to stop the live stream.